This is your boy DJ Wolf. I know I'm a little late talking about it. It's about the motion picture that was out. I think a little while ago. It was out. I finally got a chance to see it today. Queen and Slim. From the people who directed, produced Get Out. I forgot the other movie, but anyway, the brother who played in Get Out. And I don't know who that sister was. She actually had a smoking body. She had a rocking body, man. Oh, my God. She was sexy as fuck. But let me get into it. This is DJ Wolf Live. All right. Now, before I get into it about the movie, I'll just say this. There are some good things about it that point out what the movie was about. There was a couple things about it I did like. I got to be honest with you guys. I got to be totally honest with you. You know. But let's get into it, shall we? Okay. The story itself was about this young couple. Guess where it was from? Cleveland, my hometown. That's where it started. The premise of the film started in Cleveland. Guy meets girl. They met each other on something called Tinder, and I guess they hooked up at a restaurant, right? He was telling about his background. She telling about her background. They driving on the streets of Cleveland. Matter of fact, the street that they drove around looked very familiar. I think it's not far from where I grew up. But anyway. So, next thing you know, they, I guess he was trying to reach for her phone, but she had his phone. I guess she got a little annoyed by him, and I guess she wasn't really interested in dating him. So, but nevertheless, or going on a second date. And he swerved just a little bit. Just a little bit. So, officer pulls him over. And, of course, he stops him and said, you failed to yield a turn, which I didn't see that part. I did see it, but I didn't notice that. And then on top of that, he swerved a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, it wasn't like he was just swerving in and out. That's another story. But anyway, to make a long story short, cop, I guess he had a little chit chat between him and his date, and then the officer told him to get out the car. Not sure why. Why didn't you just give him a ticket? You know, he tells him to get out the car. He pats him down. He goes into his stuff and his personal belongings without any permission. I mean, the guy gave him permission. But the cop goes into it like he's looking for drugs. You know, that's typical. That's typical, officers, because it happened to me. You know, I'll tell you about that in a second. But it's typical. The next thing you know, I guess he gets annoyed because he couldn't find anything. And then he decides, you know, he wants to arrest the brother. He wants to fuck with him. Pulls a gun on him for no reason. The brother didn't do anything. Well, actually, what happened was the female got out of the car, and he tells her to get back in the car. She gets all upset or whatever. I might be getting this a little bit mixed up, but all I do know that the cop fucked with the dude for that, pulled a gun on the brother, and then he shot the girl. And then brother grabbed the cop, started fighting him a little bit, tussling with him, and then he shoots the cop. And then I guess they start on the trail of running off. But I don't want to give away too much of the movie itself. It's a really tough movie to get through. I tell you that. At times, there were some happier moments in the film. I won't go give away too much of that either. But I will say this: I think they kind of, the way the script was written, there were times where the male actor I think it's Daniel Kula or whatever. But anyway, the British actor. Anyway, they try to make his character seem a little bit on the wussy side, and I didn't like that. Why is a black man in films? In a lot of these movies, man, they try to wuss him out. I've noticed that. Television shows, same thing. Especially when they're written by black women, because a black woman was behind this film. And yeah, I said it, because it's true. They try to wuss the brothers out and make the female stronger. Yeah, they did. That's the one thing about this movie I did not like. Now, I will say this. Cleveland cops, from my personal experience and personal experience of other people I know, have always had bad experiences with cops in Cleveland. I'm one of them. I'm living proof of that. I've been stopped. I used to get stopped by cops in Cleveland all the time when I lived there. Sure did. Quite often. And I'm talking about all the way back to 1973 when I was a kid. The first time I was ever stopped by an officer was 1972, 1973. It was 1973. I'm walking down the street, a couple of my friends. Wasn't bother nobody. I was in elementary school. And the cop had me come over to his car. He asked my name, and I told my name. And then he said, okay. And I walked away. Never understood why. Maybe he was looking for a kid. Maybe thought I looked like a kid he was looking for. I don't know what it was about. I don't know if he had a kid doing mule stuff for him or what. I don't know. But all I know is that was my first experience being stopped by a cop. Just because. And then in the 80s, I experienced a few times I got stopped by a cop. I actually got arrested by a cop once myself in Cleveland. So I know all about that. Cleveland cops are something else. I never had a really, for the most part, really good experience dealing with cops. I even tried to become a cop in Cleveland one time years ago, me and a friend of mine. And they gave us a runaround about that. I just said the hell with it. I tried to be a cop out here in Southern Maryland, out here in PG. And it got cop years ago. I went to college over there. They had job fair. And the guy said right up front, oh, you got to have a 2-year degree to become a cop. What? And at the time, that was really not required. I don't think it's really required now, but that's another story. But, yeah, he literally told me, you have to have a 2-year degree. I said, no, you don't. This is another story, true story. I was just telling my wife about it. I was getting ready to join the military. I eventually joined the military. Me and my brother-in-law was going to join the military and the Air Force together. Just before he married just before he came my brother-in-law. And at the same time, my brother-in-law wanted to do one thing, and I told, but the Air Force recruiter asked me what I wanted to do, and I told him I was interested in becoming an MP. You know what this damn fool said? This damn fool said, and I quote, if you want to become an MP, you have to be 6 foot tall. I swear to God, he actually said that. And after he said that, he offered me a job for something. I remember taking the ASVAB, the military test exam, and the ASVAB was for some minuscule job that I didn't want. And I said, forget it. I think it was like a cargo crewman or something. I said, I don't want that shit. I want a skill job. Because I know MP, you have to have some skills. It is a skilled job. It's a highly more skilled job than a cargo crewman. I know that. I'm like, are you serious? That means I had to be up in the planes all the time. And I didn't want to do that. And that's before I even flew my first plane. This was months before I even got on my first plane when I went to St. Louis when I joined the Army the following year. That was the reason. That's what led me to join the Army instead of the Air Force, because the dude was such a douchebag. And he literally did not want me to have nothing to do with the Air Force at all. That was obvious. It was so obvious. He was racist as fuck. And after he told me that, and talking about, you could be a cargo crew, I said, no thanks, I'll pass, go. The moment he said that, I said, forget it. I said, there's no way. Because it proved to me that white people, when you want to aim high, they try to get you to aim low. I mean, literally. And after that, I said, you know what? I'm calling shots on this, buddy. I'm going Army. But yeah, it just goes to show you, even with this movie Queen Slim, no matter how good you try to be, man. And the character, like I said, the guy in the character in the movie was really he was actually a good guy, and I'll say that much. But I don't want to go any further than that. I ain't gonna tell you what happened after all that, but nevertheless, this country still has not learned its lesson about racism. And that movie proves it. They're still alive and well, and we got a lot of lessons to learn about each other. One other thing I want to say, I was over in D.C. earlier. There were sections of D.C. I didn't even know was gentrified. And I know some people say, well, gentrification is not good. Yes, good. It's better than the other thing. Not having any jobs or stuff like that going up in your neighborhoods. Like in sections of my own hometown near East Cleveland, where it's completely abandoned. At least with gentrification, somebody will bring it up, do something about it, and maybe bring some stability and jobs back into the neighborhoods. That I don't have a problem with. The problem I got is brothers and sisters being harassed just because of the color of the skin. You know, just because. And you think you can just do your will on people. People getting tired of that shit. You know? But the one thing I say about the movie did make a statement in your face right up front within the first 20 minutes of the film. I'll give them that. And that's what counts. This is DJ Wolf, and I'm out.